Food writer and show host Blanche Shaheen is passionate about Middle Eastern food, sharing heirloom recipes from her grandmother, maybe adding a modern twist, and always inviting friends to her pick in Foster City, a town she calls the Venice of California, to sample dishes from the Mediterranean. You can sit outside with the locals and enjoy some hookah at Waterfront Pizza and Mediterranean Restaurant.
We have a saying in Arabic that says sahtain, which means I hope you have enjoyed your meal. If you go to Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, you have the same weather, same cuisine. I'm Anwar Khalte. I'm co-owner here at Waterfront Pizza and Mediterranean Restaurant. Initially, it was a pizza restaurant only, and then over the years, we introduced our own home recipes that we got from our parents and grandparents. Our food is made with olive oil, garlic, lemon juice. So these are like simple ingredients that are in most Mediterranean foods. I mean, it's very healthy and it's packed with flavor, not with fat. So shawarma is a difficult one. It takes over 25 spices and some other ingredients. And some of these ingredients we have to import from overseas. And they're marinated with thinly sliced chicken or lamb or beef for a few days. And then they're cooked in the rotisserie and then thinly sliced, and we roll them into wraps with some vegetables and pickles and sauces. So it's a sandwich in heaven. In the Middle East, if you go to a Mediterranean restaurant with outdoor dining, hookah goes hand in hand with food. So it's part of the ambiance. People smoking hookah with different food flavors. It's like a dessert while you're smoking. It's not smoking only, it's just relaxing. A lot of our customers are repeat customers, so it becomes like a family place. So it doesn't feel like working.
Now, Blanche, Waterfront Pizza is a little bit of a misnomer, isn't it? There's a lot more food than just pizza.
Yes, much more than that. So I discovered Waterfront Pizza when I lived in Foster City, and I used to run the trail, and I saw Waterfront Pizza, but I smelled something that didn't smell necessarily like pizza, it smelled like Middle Eastern food. And so it turns out it started as Waterfront Pizza in the early 90s, and then these three families took over the restaurant around 1995, and they started introducing Middle Eastern recipes from their family and became so popular that it became a mainstay on their menu. That's why they still kept the name Waterfront Pizza, but it's really a lot of Middle Eastern
And there's
food.
pizza.
Oh,
pizza?
Absolutely, there's pizza, yeah. But their chicken is incredible. I don't know what they put in this chicken, but it's super tender, and it comes as a chicken thigh or chicken breast, but the chicken thigh is like melts in your mouth, and they offer it with a rice that looks plain, but when you dig into the rice and it has a little bit touch of sumac, I hate to say it, but I call it crack rice, because you can't get enough of it. You can't stop eating this rice. It sounds so simple, but the flavors are so complex and perfectly seasoned that I just go to town on that dish.
Yeah.
So I went for the shawarma, for the lamb beef shawarma. I love shawarma. And I lived in London in the Lebanese neighborhood for a semester in college, and I had a shawarma shop underneath my flat. And so I love
you know shawarma.
Waterfront had a really good shawarma, and I was really happy with it. It came in the tin foil, just like it should. Great seasoned lamb beef combination. The fries tasted like they may have been pre-frozen, but the shawarma was really nice.
I had the shawarma as well, but we also had the pizza, and I thought the pizza was the real star for us. We went out on the back deck, and the back deck is really awesome. It's right on the water, but the pizza is extra crispy crust, and none of the flavors overpower each other. We had the Greek pizza, had nice feta flavor, had beef flavor. That was really the star of
That was
what
the
we
star
had.
of
Yeah,
yours.
it was really
We actually had two of the pizzas. It was called Waterfront Pizza, and so we felt like we had to get some pizza. So we went with the falafel pizza.
Okay.
I would go back and I would order the shawarma again easily. I think I would skip that pizza.
What about your other pizza?
The other pizza was the Mideast Pizza. It was feta cheese. It was sprinkled generously with za'atar, and I love za'atar. And the za'atar with the feta cheese really brought out a nice flavor. The dough was a little bit doughy, so I'm glad to hear that yours was crispy. Maybe ours was just an off night, but we actually were very full, so we took half of it home, ate it the next morning cold, and it was even better.
Okay. That's the best way for pizza. Come on.
Well, there's a wonderful sampler appetizer plate that has all of my favorite dips, like muhammara, which is a Syrian dip that has walnuts and red pepper, pomegranate molasses. They also have baba ganoush, which is a smoky eggplant dip, some tender dolmas, and kibbe, which is really hard to find in the Bay Area. Now, kibbe are shaped like football, like sort of like spheres, and it's really like a bulgur wheat, like a cracked wheat mixed with meat, and in the inside it has pine nuts and sweet onions, and it's incredible. So we call them footballs as children. It's really time consuming to make, so I don't make it too much, but they make it just like my mom and my grandmother do. And so when I found that, I felt like I hit the jackpot.
My neighbors make it.
Yeah.
So I
They
smell it when
do.
they're making
Oh,
it.
look at you.
And Timo, what did you add to your pizza extravaganza?
Well, we start with the falafel, which is what you expect for falafel.
Sure.
It was tasty, it was crispy on the outside, the dip was great. The real surprise for me was the dessert we had, which was, I don't know if I'm saying this right, it was kunufa.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was, I'd never had it, didn't know what to expect, and it's a cheese dish.
This is her favorite thing in the world, the
This
kunufa.
is like my last dessert on the planet, right?
Right.
So what it is Kataifi dough. It's like shredded pastry dough, and it's loaded with butter, melted butter, farmer cheese that's been desalted. And so you melt it together, and then they put a sugar syrup that has an essence of rose, and then pistachios on top of that. And you can just eat that and say, oh, tomorrow I'm dead, I'm fine. This is perfect.
But did you like it?
Yeah, and I was pleasantly surprised. The pistachio flavor, the rosewater flavor, it all worked really well together.
good.
We sat on the back patio watching the kayakers go by, and I had Drake's IPA. It was just a nice, sharp, crisp IPA.
And are you hookah partakers?
Not me.
Not you.
But I have to say, like Timo, we sat out on the back patio and it was really beautiful. And I was pleasantly surprised because others were smoking hookah, which is great, but the smoke wasn't really interfering with us.
Right.
We didn't get that smell. It didn't mess with the dinner at all.
I like looking at people doing it because I like the bubbles and the whole ambiance of that, but I could sit on the other side and not get that smoke in my face, so I really like that.
It was definitely affordable, great place to go with a group of people, and you definitely get your fill of food.
All right, this is your spot. Wrap it up for us.
Waterfront Pizza is a great place in the Bay Area where you could get a waterfront view, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine like a grandma would make, with my favorite dessert on the planet, kanafa.
All right, and Ari?
Good neighborhood restaurant, good for families. Order the shawarma.
And Timo?
I think the name says it all. It's Waterfront Pizza. It's on the waterfront. You got to sit on the back patio. You got to have a pizza there. It's well worth your time.
All right, if you would like to try Waterfront Pizza and Mediterranean Restaurant, it's located on Edgewater Boulevard at Beach Park in Foster City. The telephone number is 650-573-6634. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $25.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by IRG has in-trend surfaces, quieter marbles, and rare exotics. Over 10,000 slabs in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin and at marblecompany.com.
Mattress systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. At Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley. Online at sleepworks.com.
Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
Sutter Health CPMC, 7,000 employees, nurses, and physicians caring for their communities every day. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org. La Tour Angèle Artisan Oils, French-inspired and handcrafted in Northern California. La Tour Angèle creates natural, healthy cooking oils that add new flavor to everyday dishes.
Support for KQED comes from Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 6 Bay Area locations.